Hello, hello! I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. We're going to go up until here, I guess. Today, we're looking at Eternatus, the cause of the Dynamax phenomenon in the Gallery region, who we're going to use as our playlist thumbnail since he's going to represent the Gallery region best, the last official Gallery Pokemon before the DLC, and also the largest recorded Pokemon period. I think his size and weight are both 999.9. It does not get any bigger than this, ladies and gentlemen, unless they feel like adding another zero. And just because this picture is right here in my face, I'm not going to type up Dynamax Eternatus nicknames. That's not going to happen. Because first of all, it already is irrelevant. Never going to see it again, so what does it matter? Not like you could ever really use that form anyway, so who cares? Start off, we'll acknowledge Nightwing, I guess. Do I really care for it? I mean, we've seen it for other things, like I think probably Crobat in the past. Do I think it fits Eternatus? No, but, you know, whatever, to each their own. Deathwing is just Nightwing, but sounding edgier. Not Necrozma. Zerg. Is that the way it's spelled in Toy Story? Is that the intent? Is it trying to be a Toy Story reference? I don't feel like it looks like Emperor Zurg at all. Am I an idiot? I mean, not nearly as much as this person who put Drogon, but I'm beginning to question myself here. The Claw makes more sense as a Toy Story reference, but again, you're never going to see Gigantamax again, so who cares? Pluto's... I'll acknowledge Pluto for at least being different. I know it's probably going with the whole Roman god of death Hades bullshit, but I'm going to pass for the sake of planets. If you want to do a planet motif, I think the best example of the planet motif was someone using it for the evolutions. You could technically do it for the legendaries, even though there's way more than 8 or 9 of them. Maleficent for your Sleeping Beauty reference. We've seen this on other dragons in the past before. I'm not going to say anything else extra about it. Barbarous, I don't Dragon Quest, but if this strikes your fancy, then here it is. According to Google, the very first thing is Warhammer 40k. But I imagine if you scroll down, they're referring to this little lad here, which actually is not a bad design. It does say Dragon Quest. I like the design. It's quite nice. I like the black and green, purple. Very pretty. I don't care for it as a name, but if you do, there you go. Dry Bones, I don't hate. It do be looking like it made of bones. You can see his entire rib cage. Also, he doesn't have a heart. Highlighting these two, another fandoms that I know nothing about, but just in case you're a nerd and you care for those, there's other options for you. You know what? I'm not going to say it's a good nickname at all. I'd give it a solid 2, maybe even 3 out of 10. But still Dark as a Day. That's not the worst. Considering all the other unimaginative shit I've seen, even highlighting a turd is better than highlighting an entire dumpster fire. Although I guess the dumpster fire could at least provide heat. Xenomorph, I guess I'll acknowledge too. We're really struggling, but I mean, I can at least see the resemblance. Why is the first fucking thing you put? Oh my god! Does this being of death look like it represents laughter? You blind motherfucker! I'm getting sick of your shit, Gabrielle. Looking at Horntail made me think of Bonetail from Thousand Year Door. I think I used Bonetail. I think I had that as a placeholder for what's his name? Drudigan? I think maybe. I don't know. I know Bonetail was a thought I had, so since that one was slightly mentioned, we'll acknowledge that, I guess. Just an idea for you. Okay, that's that. This is the same shit we've seen before. This is the same shit we've seen before. Yeah, I mean, there were suggestions. I think the most irritating thing was just the Anaconda, it's Ultra Beast. Fuck yourself, you stupid fuck. It's not funny. That's literally one of the rules of the channel. Don't name it some dumb shit that's clearly not funny. I named my Arceus Magikarp because my parents are brother and sister. I see obviously the fucking inbreds have spread to Eternatus and named them on the Crosmer and Naganado or some stupid shit like that. We get it. I don't even think they look the same. We do have a single comment suggestion. Darkest Day is actually canon nickname. Didn't know that. Well, it was suggested and I said that the suggestions weren't shit, so I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of this similar to like naming after signature trainer, where you could name it after the event, which I'm not really sure if any other Pokemon has something like this. The closest I could think of is maybe X and Y. I mean, I guess maybe Black and White might have that. But that's about it. I don't know. It's gray area for me because I'm thinking semantics. But regardless, Darkest Day is fine. I don't really care for the other two. I didn't write anything down, but if I had to pick something that I liked the best, it was easily Dry Bones, and I guess from there Bone Tail could work too. I don't personally nickname legendaries, so I don't have anything. I'd also like to highlight, legitimately, one of my favorite things about Galar was the fact that this generation only had 3 legendaries. Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus. That was it. I legitimately like that because I really feel like we have too fucking many. Like, I'm pretty sure the percentage is like somewhere around 10%, or I think it's somewhere between 5 to 10%. There's a lot of them. Let me check. How many more episodes we got? Alright, now counting Eternatus, we have Kubfu, who's, I guess, mythical. We have Zarude, who's another mythical. We have Galarian versions of the legendaries, which do with that what you will. Then we have Regieleki, Regidrago, Glastrier, Spectre, Calyrex. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not counting the Galarian versions. So that's like another 7 legendaries that they decided to throw in the game and then make Galarian versions of 3 others, which brings it up another 10. Less is more. You don't need to oversaturate with a bunch of legendaries. Pokemon X and Y was also guilty of this, where they only had Xerneas, Yveltal, and then Zygarde, which was nice. And then they did Hoopa, Volcanion. I think that was it. No, Deontay. Yeah, so they had quite a bit. I don't know. I'm old school, where legendary meant that there was 5, and they were legendary, because there was like not many of them. Now there's too fucking many of them. Anyway, personal rantings aside, that's it. Any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use, what you'd recommend. Next we start trading into the DLC. Meaning I gotta update it to include the DLC stuff for the game below.